Elhot. All right, let's talk about dollies. Dollies are basically handheld anvils of a huge variety of shapes and sizes, and they're often usable in multiple. So this, this is certainly a side that I use a lot on this dolly. This even more so. This is kind of a nice handle, and one of the things you do with a lot of dollies is you'll use them. This is a great example of really, this is almost more of a hammer than a dolly, and so you've got a lot of weight here, and you can come up under a fender and bump and really do a lot of good, hopefully, with this guy. But there's pretty much, I buy whenever I see a dolly I don't have, I'll buy it, because I figure if I use it once or twice, it's probably worth it. So. And then this is kind of a fun one. I had a guy with a, in fact, he's an original owner of a '69 Ferrari Dino, original paint car, and I did a little bit of body work using, this is a rubber covered dolly with a nylon mallet, and we were able to do little gentle body work without damaging paint. That was an exciting job. So those are kind of the handheld dollies, and let me say a little more about what you do with them. So you've got a panel, and the dolly would generally be up under the panel, and you pick a dolly, of course, based on the shape of the panel, and just like a hammer, you want the shape of the dolly to be a little bit more curved than the panel that you're hitting. Otherwise, again, you'll have the edges be what hit first, and so you want to have a little more curvature to your dolly, and so you take a hammer with the panel running over this, and you'd work the panel on the dolly, and you can shape. Again, I like to use leather a lot, leather mallets, but you can shape your panel or bring out a dent using dollies, and often you'll use a couple different dollies in the same place to kind of work it up. This is also a very nice hammering dolly. You can kind of bump up a low spot and then go to a more correct shaped dolly to finish it. Dolly on a stick, and that's actually really useful because there's times when your arm's not long enough, but you can stretch this out and make it work. And then you get into what are called spoons, and spoons are, they're used a lot like dollies, but they're again for reaching into harder spaces, distant spaces, body cavities, and they come in a huge variety of also shapes and sizes and curves in particular. That's just a small assortment of my spoons. And then finally, these are considered stake dollies, and so what these guys do is you actually put them in your vise, and then you can, if you've got a panel that's not attached to the car, you can then work on the vise and shape a panel over a dolly like this. This is my favorite dolly. This is a friend of mine found this at a swap meet. It's probably a 1930s era tool, and I actually welded a stake to it, and so this you clamp up, and you've got a huge variety of radii to work with here. And these are the classic stake dollies, and I've got a variety of these, and so you clamp these up in the vise also, and you pick, again, there's a number of sizes, and you pick the radius you want and work your panel over this to get that. And then it's fun also to make your own stuff. And so this is a dolly, a stake dolly that I made just with a piece of pipe. You want to use heavy gauge pipe so it's solid, and weld a tang on it so you can clamp it up. And I've got 3 or 4 of these in different sizes, and quite useful.